copy X. Okay, so we need to solve the question there, which is given from the SH Tigun textbook. So we need to calculate the current flowing through the wire, which the current is equals to. It's 1.7 and they are negative 20 degrees amps. So let me just use A for unit amps. And it states that the voltage V across the coil is given by 220. It's 220 volts. So, but it's 0 degrees. We just put V volts. So we need to determine the resistance. We need to determine the resistance, the real part, and the inductance, reactance, the imaginary part of the coil if it is known that Z is close to V over I. So those all remember, so most those who are doing civil, you won't know most of the electrical part, but when we talk about the impedance, Z is equals to, therefore it will be, it's R plus XJ. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the resistance and we're looking for the imaginary part, the inductance, the reactance. So I hope you see that is the rectangular form. So let's determine our Z. So it didn't specify which method we have to use. So let's use the Moivre's theorem of division. So Z, where we have V over I, gives us the impedance. So which is going to be, the V is 220. The augment 0 degrees, all divided by 1.7. Therefore minus 20 degrees. Therefore the answer will be equals to, when we use the Moivre's theorem, we know that we are going to divide 220 by 1.7, so R1 divided by R2. So the answer is equals to 220 divided by 1.7. Okay. 220 divided by 1.7. So it's 129. 4. So it's just 4-1. Okay, 411. So 1 comma 411. Therefore, our augment is going to be, so we're going to subtract 0. We're going to subtract negative 20 from 0 to 6. So 0 minus 20, which is going to be 20 degrees. So when we divide, we subtract the augment, all the angles there. So it's 0 minus negative 20, so which is 20 degrees. So it is in polar form. So we need to express it in the impedance in the way that it is asked. So therefore, changing into rectangular form to get the R and the X. So we know that it must be R into, therefore expressing it as cos theta plus J sin theta. Therefore it will be equals to, so our R we know that is 129.411. The angle is 20 degrees plus J sin 20 degrees. Therefore the answer will be equals to, so we'll say 129.411 times cos 20. So it's what, 12? So it's 121.07. Therefore plus 129.411 times. So the answer is
That's J 44,261.
Comma 261 J. Or you can say J 44,261. So therefore we have calculated we can pull out the resistance, the real part, and we can pull out our imaginary part, the reactance. So the resistance R is equals to 1.607. Normally resistance we measure in ohms. And then the reactance, the inductive reactance is equals to 44.261. 4.261. I think the inductance we measure in henries, né? So it's in henries, yeah. We'll confirm the small letter h here. So, but yeah, we're interested in pulling out the values there. So, the second part that I want to add, maybe using the same question, the same, what is it, the question, activity from the same book. Maybe we can take, let's see which one we can take. Let's say maybe we take 3.2, where we have z, which is given by, which is going to be equals to, in a square bracket we have cosine is pi over 2 minus j sine pi over 2, then close square bracket to the power of 2. So we need to simplify and express your answer in the r augment theta form, So how will we do that? So we know that if a complex number is raised to the power of 2, so please, when you see this complex number, just know that it is expressed as 2 augment theta what? Pi over 2, isn't it? I hope you agree. We have 3 forms to express a complex number in polar form. So when you see this complex number, which is 2 in cosine pi over 2 minus, was it minus? I think it's a plus. It's a plus, right? Yeah, so it's a plus j sine pi over 2. So the angles are the same. Remember, this is the r, the angle, it is pi over 2. So the 3 forms of expressing a complex number. So just look it into that way and that way, or you can work with it as it is. So if we work with it as it is, we know that according to the Moivre's theorem, we are supposed to raise r to the power of 2, which is to the power of 2. And we are supposed to multiply what? The angle by 2. So 2 times pi over 2 will be left with pi, isn't it? Therefore, plus j times sine. Multiply the angle by 2 will be left with 2, with pi to say. So even if, let's say, you were working with that in this format, you still raise 2 to the power of 2, augment theta, multiply the angle by the exponent, that is the root, so you'll be left with pi. So pi over 2 times 2, it is pi radians. So I hope it's clear. So we can use this format, we still have it in complex number. But in fact, the question said we must leave the answer in this form. So we must make sure that when we are done getting our 4, we must know that, oh, the angle is pi, and say 4 in augment pi radians. Augment pi radians. So just work with both, what is it, expression of polar number, complex number in polar form.